Hi everybody, today we're going to make a mask, a superhero mask. I've already made one here earlier. This is a paper mask and I've coloured it with red and black, and then I've tied on some string after I've made a little hole in the corner. Does anyone recognise my mask? What superhero that this might be from? That's right, it's Miraculous Ladybug, isn't it? But you can make any sort of mask for your superhero. You could make your own superhero up, or you could try and do a superhero mask of someone famous already, like I've done with this one. For your job today, you're going to need some scissors for cutting out your mask, something to decorate or colour in your mask. I've used felt tips and crayons today, but you could use paint or you could do collage. You're going to need some string or wool or something, ribbon, anything that can tie the mask behind your head. I've used a hole punch here to make a hole to tie my string on. So if you have a hole punch, that'd be great. If you don't worry too much. Maybe a grown-up would help you to make a little hole here. One little top tip about making a hole. Good idea sometimes is to make the hole stronger, and I often put some glue around the area I'm going to punch the hole in and then punch the hole. Also, you can use tape and then punch a hole through the tape, but we'll have a little look at that a bit later on. Or if you haven't got those, you can always staple your ribbon or string on. Okay, so let's have a look. I've made this mask from the designer mask template, which is on Twinkle. Twinkle.com is TWINKL.com, and they have some free downloads on there available, and you might be able to download a mask template like this on there. This is a mask that I've started earlier. I coloured this in. Now, I just wanted to say something about colouring, because sometimes I noticed when I was colouring this all in like this, the paper was getting a little bit wet from where I was going over it quite a lot. So if you're finding that your paper's getting wet from colouring, it means you're going over the same bit a little bit too much. You see, that's getting really dark and it's getting a bit wet. And if I keep colouring that, I'm going to put a hole in my paper, and that would be a shame because my mask is looking really good at the moment. So if there is an area like over here, that could do with a bit more green, but I've left that for a while, so it's nice and dry. So I'm okay to go over that and colour it in a little bit more. I'm going to cut this mask out now. When you're doing your cutting, try and hold the scissors with one hand and hold the paper with another. You need to lift it up, and then you can move the paper as you're cutting. So the hand that's got the scissors is moving up and down to do the cutting, and the hand that's got the paper is moving the paper into the up and down movement of the scissors. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that bit. Okay, and I'm going to do the bottom. Now I know that cutting out like this is quite hard, but have a really good go. You might want to cut a little bit of the white off afterwards, that's fine. If we just get this mask cut out, and then we'll have a look and see if there's any bits that I need to go back to and tidy up. Okay, I've not done a bad job. Maybe I should cut this bit off as well. Okay, here we go. So I can go back to it and trim it off and make it a bit tidier. That's fine. Okay, so I've got my mask here now cut out, but I need to cut these eyes out. Now, I know some of you know how to do this, because we've learnt this in foundation, some of us, but when you want to cut a hole in paper, it's quite hard, isn't it? You try and do this, but it doesn't really work. Some of you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold it a little bit and put a little hole in. Now, this is quite tricky. If you need help from a grown-up, that's fine. So that cuts a little bit out. Then I'm going to go in with my scissors, and again, I've got one hand turning and one hand doing the up and down movement with the scissors. Okay, so I'm turning my paper around and I'm going to get this eye cut out. There we go. Okay. Oop. And I'm going to tidy it up a little bit. And then same, fold a little bit, cut your hole in there so you can get your scissors in. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so there we have a hole. Now I'm going to go in and go round. Turn in my mask while my cutting hand is thinking about doing the up and down motion to make the scissors work. Turning, turning. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, so there we go. Now, I'm going to get a little bit of sellotape and I'm going to stick it over where that little circle is. I'm going to fold it over. And then I'm going to get more sellotape and I'm going to stick it over where that one is. And then I'm going to get my hole punch and I'm going to push my paper in as far as it'll go and click. Then I've got a hole and the hole punch has gone through the tape, and same on the other side, and push. Now I've got 2 strong holes. I'm going to get my string, I'm going to push it in, and I'm going to do a little knot. Now, you might need some help with that one. These knots are quite tricky, aren't they? So I'm going in, I'm going under, and pulling. Oh, this is starting to look really good. But I just had a thought. I found some glitter earlier in my craft box, and I'm just going to put a little bit of extra decoration on. Now, to make my glitter stick, I'm going to need to put some glue on. I'm going to put ooh, wow, that's a lot of glue come off my glue stick today. That's fine though. That's okay. There we go. And I'm going to put that on that side. Now, did you notice that I've got a plate here? Because we don't want our glitter going all over the place. So I poured a little bit of my glitter out. And I'm going to sprinkle it on my glue there. Look at that. Here we go. Okay, so where the glue is, the glitter is going to stay, isn't it? So let's shake that off. And there's my mask. Have a go at making one of these superhero masks.